Jackie is a person who has been a part of this since the beginning and is a person who is really sort of an OG of the independent political movement. Jackie, it is so great to have you tonight, and I think we're all really excited to hear from you not only about your story, but filling us in on how the Forward Party is stacking up against some of the things you've been involved in over the years, because you have more knowledge than anyone about whether we're on the right track.
Well, hey, Lucy, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. Okay, great. Wow, it's so great to be here with all of you, and thank you so much for all the work that everyone is doing and for being a part of this conversation. As Lucy said, I kind of hate to say it, but I have been kicking around the independent movement for 40 years or so. I've been around the block. I've seen a lot of things go down. I've seen a lot of different attempts to build something independent for this country. I was very involved with Dr. Lenora Fulani and the New Alliance Party, with Ross Perot and the Reform Party, with Michael Bloomberg and the Independence Party. And there were a lot of wonderful things about those experiences and those experiments. And there was also a real learning curve that we were on. And, I was thinking today about this being the 1 year anniversary, happy birthday, Forward 1 year. And, on the historical spectrum, 1 year is not very long. However, in the independent political business, being able to exist and grow and lay the foundation over the course of a year is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. When the merger was first announced a year ago today, it did not take long, like about 24 hours, for the negative spin to start to come out. What does Andrew Yang think he's doing? What does Governor Whitman think she's doing? What is Michael Wilner, this, very important business leader from SAM, think he's doing? What does everybody think they're doing? They're not going to succeed. They're going to fail. There's no way, there's no way, there's no way. And in some respects, given what the circumstances are in this country and the stranglehold that the two parties have on the political process, that would have been a reasonable thing to say, except for all of you. You are the folks that are making the difference. You see, a lot of the prior attempts to build an independent force, an independent movement, an independent party foundered for any number of reasons. Some of those reasons include a lack of ability to bring people together across ideological lines. Some of those difficulties had to do with not being willing to take the long road and build the kind of infrastructure that you have to build from the bottom up to be able to withstand and grow and compete and be a true force for change. And this is not just a new party, this is a new kind of party. And so, I know a lot of the folks who've been at this and tried different things along the way. There's a long list of people who've contributed, many of whom I know, many of whom I love, some of whom I violently disagree with. But I also recognize that they were all doing battle with a system that was so hostile to the American people being able to create what we need in order to build this country, to give our families and our communities what they need. And so we're doing it. We're breaking through. This 1 year anniversary is really, really significant because we've laid down some principles, we've laid down some values, we've answered the attackers, we've shown the road that we are on and the price that we are willing to pay in order to get there. So I'm just so proud to be a part of it. And I have to say, when Andrew asked me to join the board, it was like, I felt like the President of the United States had called and asked me to serve in government, and I couldn't say no. So thank you, Andrew, for that. And thank you all for being here and your wonderful work, and look forward to meeting you and working together with you. And let's go forward for the next year and many years to come. Thanks.
I
Hey,
love
Jackie,
that.
just a quick question, because you've seen it all. You've done this 40 years. You were part of the Perot campaign and others. Is this the best you felt about the level of success and energy in the last, let's call it 20 plus years?
Yes, Andrew, it is. And I would say the reason for that is I think the American people are a very, very patient people. And we are the kind of people who give the existing power structure, the existing institutions, every chance in the world to make things right, to correct the things that they've done that were wrong, and to move ahead. And I think what's happening now, Andrew, is that that patience is wearing very, very thin. And I think people from so many different walks of life, and we see it in the people that we've heard from tonight, and everyone who's on this Zoom today. People want to make a move. They're ready to make a move. And so the success that we're having is so unique and so tied to the opportunity that exists now in this country.
Amen, Jackie. Let's make the most of this opportunity. And yeah, the average American is fed up. If you go to the average American and say, hey, how are things going? They'll tell you not well. Now, they have different reasons for thinking it's going not well, but it's very, very hard to argue that the current system is functioning on behalf of the American people.
That's right. It's a work in progress. Andrew, stick around because we're going to bring in some of those voices that Jackie talked about. Jackie talked about thinking about the 1 year and thinking about getting the call from Andrew and then seeing coverage like, is Andrew Yang crazy? Is Governor Whitman crazy? Michael Wilner, a business executive, an entrepreneur, what are all these people doing but having that belief? So to that end, let's hear from some of those early adopters and let's bring in some of the voices of some of our leadership. So that would not only be our co-chairs, Andrew Yang,